So here we are with the plate we made earlier. It had to dry on the shelf for, normally it takes a couple days, but I fired a load of pottery in the kiln last night, so it was quite warm in here. Took about 1 day for this to dry. And I have what's called a Giffin Grip right here. It's a trimming tool. It is the best thing ever. I bought it for myself a while back. Normally you would center the piece on the wheel head itself, put some soft clay around it to hold it in place and trim it that way. This automatically centers it for me, just speeds up my process, and that's a good thing. This is a splash pan or scrap catcher, homemade from a garbage can. It's just cut off. I found a video on YouTube that helped me with that. And so this is our plate. I'm just kind of gauging how thick it is and how far in I want to cut. I'm going to place it on the Giffin Grip. It automatically centers it for me. I'm going to take my metal rib and kind of scrape off this part that's kind of risen up from where I cut it off of the bat. Then I take this tool. It's actually a handle cutting tool, but it's just my favorite right now for trimming all these plates. So I'm going to get started. Just going to anchor my arms nice and tight and let the wheel do the work for me. Just kind of pulling the trimming tool towards myself. Getting this uneven part off from cutting it off the back. Start in the middle and pull it towards myself. Just stay nice and anchored, because sometimes it can be a little uneven on the bottom from where I cut it off. And then I use what is called a ribbon tool or a loop tool. It's got a rounded wire to give me a smooth finish, since this clay has a lot of grog in it, which is the grit or the sand. I'm anchored and I'm just pulling it out. I'll go ahead and do the sides again to get that smoother finish. I'll use my finger to smooth it out some more. Some people use a wet sponge or a rib, which is the rubber or metal flexible tool. So once I've done that part, I'm going to take it off the wheel and carefully pick it up. Make sure it's going to sit flat, and it is. I'm going to get my stamp. Make sure it's clean. I'm going to press it in while pressing on the front side so that I don't distort the shape of the plate. And there's the stamp. Then I just turn it over and use a damp sponge to get any fingerprints I may have made or little loose pieces. And then this plate will go on the shelf to dry for a couple weeks, give or take, depending on how hot it is in here, how many kiln firings I do. I'll cover it in plastic for the first few days so the edges don't dry out much quicker than the thicker bottom. Then I'll take the plastic off and just let it dry. Then we can fire it.